Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've done a live video. Give me a second here. I'm just making sure that the places that I send it to, like Facebook, that it got there. So I want to be able to see I want to be able to see the comments. So let me pull this box out, bring this one back to YouTube. We'll open up the back to there we go, stupid YouTube, and then we'll open up the comment box, the pop-out chat, if anybody wants to comment. So I'll take this and I'll close it. Hey Gordon, how you doing? Hugh Gordon, what's going on, brother? Okay. Give me a second here. I'm trying to. Hey Rudy. It's been a while since I've done something, guys, so bear with me as I get everything set up here. I just shot it. It was, just a spur of the moment thing here. So what I want to do is go back to my, all right, there's the comments there. Let me close this guy up a little bit so I can see what the hell I'm doing here. And here we go. All right, what am I doing? I am, and let me make this how do I do that? Anyway, I'm not going to bother with it. What am I up to? I hope you guys can see this. I know my camera and the light and all that, it's getting kind of wonky. This is a piece from Kurt Kirkland over at Collapse Industries. I don't know if he makes these anymore. I've had this for a few years. It's a Viking, and the post-apocalyptic Viking. Now, you can have it two ways. Either that head, or you can use, I know it's blurring out with the brightness of the light, but, or you can use this head here that has a gas mask. I almost used that one, but I went with the traditional. So he's a post-apocalyptic Viking. So that's just the base of the skin tone. I'm going to go over with oils on that. We'll paint him last. He's got his little axe. There's a armor piece that sits on his right shoulder. And then you have his shield that goes on his back. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm working in oils. And since I got the oils out here, I figured I'd start on the boat or the bow of the ship. So this is going to take a while. I mean, it's shiny, a few days to dry, maybe a week, maybe longer. So what I'm doing is this right here. So I figured, you know what? I'm sitting at my desk. Let's see who's out there, wants to come in and chit-chat a little bit. So I just got to be careful where I'm touching this thing because I don't have much room to maneuver around them. So let me add, I just touched that oil right here and just smeared it. So let me fix that up a little bit before I forget. All right. All right, so what I'm doing right at the moment is I'm adding some raw umber like in the corners here, and then I'm going to go in. That's where the shadows are at. Now, this is not the finished product. It's not going to be the finished product. There's going to be a lot more work to be done on this guy. But this is going to be a long-term thing because I'm working with oils. And the oil sometimes can take forever to dry. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding where I want the darkness at, like in certain spots. And then I'll go in and I'll start feathering it. Now I'll show you. I got some of the inside done. It's not done by any means. Oh, I got some of that red in there. I didn't want that red. There we go. I'm gonna have to pull that. Got some. Wasn't paying attention, and I pulled some of that red out of there, but that'll work. It's oils, so it's not like it's gonna hurt anything. So what you see me doing here is I am just around certain spots. There's big rivets here. So these rivets, now see what happened. I'm going to show you something here. I ended up not paying attention to what I was doing. I'll show you in a minute. And I pulled some of that red. And now I got to blend it in because it's messing with the burnt sienna that I'm trying to, or the raw umber that I'm trying to put in there. So I'll just do that for now. And take my raw umber right here. And now I can put it in there. And it's not going to be too much of a problem. Right here in the corners. Anywhere we're in the corners, on the bottom here. Bring it right up in there. Like that. And I'll show you guys in a second. Hey, Rick. Frankie B. What's going on, brother? It's been a minute. I know. I've been, I blame TikTok. I've been TikToking like a sumbitch, man, over there. Got a pretty big following over there. But anyway. Okay. So what I'm just patting it in there, and I'll show you guys in a second what I'm doing here. Give you an idea a little bit. There's some depressions there and stuff. All right. I pull a little of that off. I'm going to use this brush right here. So I'll clean it a little bit. Let's see. Anybody on Facebook? I don't know. No. Okay. So I'm not worried about that one. All right. We'll just stay right here. Hey, Howard. How you doing? So now, again, this is all oils. And you know what? I had the expensive ones and the caps all broke on me. So I went today and I bought some of these at Hobby Lobby. They're $6. They're oils. And they're on sale right now for 40% off each one. So it's $6 and 40% off. So I bought 5 or 6 of them and I paid like $13. All right. So now, again, I got to be very careful where I touch this. Now I can grab it here at the bottom because that I'm going to have to do some really creative painting there. But what I'm going to do is like here, I'm just going to tap. Just to get that blended. Once I get the majority of it, then I'll come in and I'll smooth it. But you see, there it is right there. And then here's the inside. And then there's the other side. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding a little bit of shadow, and then I'm going to let it sit for a few days. And then I'll end up coming back, with a little bit more of that ochre. Is it ochre? Yeah, red ochre. But for right now, I'm just trying to establish where my shadows are with this. So as you see, I'm just tapping all the way around it. Then I clean my brush. You don't have to, there's other ways to do it. This is the way I do it. It's not, my way isn't the only way. I find for me, it's easier. So there's a little tap, tap, tap. You guys have heard me say that before. So I'll just come in here. Just trying to establish a shadow. This is a resin, traditional resin piece. It's not a 3D print. Again, it's by a company called Collapse Industries. I don't know if the brother, I haven't spoken to him in a while, although he did comment on Facebook when he saw me post this. But I don't know if he still makes figures. I've had this, like I said, for a few years. Now, you see what I'm doing there? I'm just building up that shadow. I'll come in and I'll smooth all that in a second. So all I'm doing is just, and I got to be real careful not to touch it, you know. See, like here, it needs a little bit more because that is pronounced. So I got to add just a little bit more, like right in here. And like I said, I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you the picture that I'm shooting for. And so far, it's looking very close to what I'm going, the photo that I'm going after. I'll show you guys in a minute. It was a computer generated, that photo that came with this. Because according to Kurt Kirkland is the guy. According to him, he hasn't seen any of these painted. Now, I know he sold a few of them, and I've never seen one painted, finished. See, there's the... Yeah, man. Howard, it's a big chunk of resin, bro. And my bad, I let it sit for a few years, and the way it was sitting, these two halves right here, if you ever buy one of these, you got to be careful because there's a curve in it, and the way I had them sitting, I had to re-establish that curve, and that was a nightmare. But it's doable. So, as you see, I am just doing this just to get that shadow in there. Right by the wood, The shield had some really nice wood grain to it. The ship, it's there, but it's not as good. It's not as pronounced as it was on the shield. But that's okay. Now see, I told you my thumb hit it right here. So I gotta. That's the beauty of oils. You can fix it right there. That's why I like using them. Although they can be a pain, man, because it takes forever to dry. But this guy's gonna sit on my desk behind me. I'm gonna make sure that I put it in a little covering and let it sit so it has time to dry. Because I'm gonna have to go back in with other oils, some more red, just to establish the wood tone that I'm looking for. And I'll show you guys in a second what I'm going after. So, okay, we got those two sides there. Now I need to get back in there. So I'll take, and just make sure that I got it where I want it. Okay. See, there's the inside. That was a pain. All right. So we'll put some here. Get Get some right in here. And then right up here by the neck, maybe a little bit in here. Just like that. And take the brush that I'm using to tap with it. See, now I've got too much of it. Shit. Right here. So I'm just going to use this makeup brush to come in. Take some of that out. Go back to my little blending brush here. Make sure I got most of the paint off of it. And just blend that in just like that. There we go. Let me come up here. But this is also serving by me tapping at it. It's taking some of that paint off. So there it is. Look. So now I'll take a fan brush and just pull down. So there's no rough edges. Just like that. See? Smooths that rough edge right out. See, now I'm at the point now where I got to be real careful with it. Very gently blending that in. Just like so. Not pulling, I'm just barely touching it. Just barely touching at it. See that? And then once that's done, I'll come in. I'll give this a little time to sit and chill. And then I'll come in and hit it again very lightly with another, a very light brush. See, I'm trying to figure out where to grab it. Yeah. Okay, let me pull this down like that. Come over here, pull that down. Clean the brush off and just gently move it back, just like that. There's no weight on it. I'm just letting it glide across. Oils are fun, man. Okay, let's just gently fly that right across, just like that. There we go. Yeah. There. Let's go down here, do the same thing, and just blend it very gently using this little fan brush right here. This is the picture I'm going for. Right there. See that? This is a computer generated, and that's what I'm going after. Is that color right there. We're close to it, let me put it that way. As close as I can get to it is what I'm after. I just gently do that. All right, I gotta clean the brush. Yeah. Get most of that off of that brush. I got another one here that I could use too. See, this one's got right. You see where I'm touching it with my hand? Right there. Right there's where my finger touched it. So I had to go in. My thumb touched it right there. All right. I'll come up here. Yeah, I know it's pretty boring, isn't it? It's a boring thing to watch somebody do. But, you know, I just wanted to show you guys that you guys could, you know, if you're going for a good wood color, I used for a base, you could use a yellow, you can use a flesh tone, you can use what else? There's another can't think of it right offhand. But for this, because I was looking for that specific color, I used Badger Steinerez, the mustard. I'm sorry, was it mustard? Yeah, it's a mustard yellow. And that's what I ended up using for this. So and like I said, I'll let this sit and rest a bit, and then I'll go back in because oils, it's going to take a while for this to dry. It's not going to dry right away. Where's my other one? You know what? I need a very soft brush. Yeah. There we go. That'll work. Just very. I've got a couple of them here, but I put they have thinner on them, and I don't want to take off too much. Okay, there we go with that. Now I'm just very, very gently touching it. Just letting the weight of the brush itself do all the work. If I go too deep, if I go too heavy, I'll pull too much paint off, and that's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is blend what I've got in there. All right, I'll go back to this guy. Just pull that down. Come down with that. Same thing here. Very gently. And just go across. Just like that. And by doing that, it takes any streak marks. Yeah, mustard yellow. I'll show you in a minute. Mustard yellow was the base. And the rest, I'll show you the oils too that I'm using. Give me a second. I used, give me a minute. I used this from Badger Steinerez. I also sealed it. I put a matte coat over the whole thing. Krylon matte, the UV matte. But This is the one I used. Steinerres pale mustard. That's the pale mustard. And the oils I'm using, all four of these that you see here. We've got raw umber, burnt sienna, burnt umber, and red ochre. This will be my final. There's some red in here because I used the red. But this will be my final. I'll make a wash out of this once this dries, and then I'll put just a very light coat of this in a wash over everything, and it'll give it that red hue to it. But yeah, it's just Badger Steinerres, pale mustard, and these Artist Touch oils. Now I hear people say you got to use, they have to be the brand name. Yes and no. I mean, these stuff, this is not bad. Excuse me. These oils aren't bad. I put them on a piece of cardboard. I let them, bleed out a little bit. Once you get most of that oil, that linseed oil out of them, you're fine. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I don't have any brush strokes with this. I'm just going over very carefully and just making sure I don't see any brush strokes. This will take my brush strokes. Yeah. Just very gently going over it to make sure there's no brush strokes. Or it'll smooth down whatever brush strokes are in there. I'll smooth them down with this. So yeah, there he is for now. What do you guys think? There's the inside. I know it's kind of hard to see the inside. Let me get the back of that neck there. Just gently move that around. Just like so. Excuse me. Oh, Mama's calling me for dinner. Shit. So, right here on the railing, make sure I move that around. So there it is. Now this is that's a piece of metal there. And there is another one. Where is it? There's one here. And I believe I saw it. Shit, where'd it go? I think it's on the inside. I know there's two of them. There's this one, there's a smaller one. All right, now I'll take my, I really, really, really need a, nah, see, that's too hard. I'm trying to find my other fan brush in here. It's a cheap 50-cent brush, but it's good for this kind of work. Just to make sure that there's a I'm trying to go over everywhere where my finger touched. Because now he's going to be sitting on his lonesome for a while until this dries enough for me to be able to work it. To work that washing them. Because once it dries, I'll put a clear coat on it. Hit it with a matte coat. And then go in to let that sit for, I don't know, hour or so. And then go in and put that red wash into it. So yeah, there we go. There's the ship. Hey Frank. So Howard says, I like watching how others work. You know, I like showing people. I mean, in the Hangouts, I'll show people. I mean, we all share techniques and stuff in the Hangouts, and I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. You know, showing people. You know, there's no reason why you should. At least for me, you know, hey, others can do what they want. I don't Patreon shit. You know, what you see is what you get. I'm more than willing to help people out. Yeah, there's the shield. And I got to do, while I got the oils out, I have to do, here, let's do that now. I've got to do the handle. And so let's see, what color should we go? Let's go with the this color right here. So I'll get that in there. Now, as you notice, I'm not being any particularly, let me get this out of the way so I don't smack into it. I'm just slapping it on. Just like that. Okay, we got that. Pull some of that off. Go with a little red. Not a lot, just a little bit. A little bit. Bring that down. Take one of these and just very gently wipe at it. Just like that. Then add a little bit of thinner. Right here at the top. Take most of it off and then just slather it on there. Just like that. Yeah, see, this is smooth. There is no detail on it whatsoever. So I'm going to have to go in and then, you know, add some my own lines and stuff to it. Like that. And just tap it. And now I'm just going to tap. And it'll look like some grain, I guess. And then once this dries, I'll go in, you know, with a liner brush, add some grain to it. But I'm trying to add texture to it. I mean, I could have taken something and scraped. That I didn't. Hey, Mopar Nut, how you doing? Rudy, it all depends, bro. because I have thinner, I've thinned it. You saw me doing that. I'll put it down thick and then I'll thin it and then I'll move it around and I'll take it off, move it around. This thing here, because of the size of it, it'll take about 4 to 5 days to dry, maybe longer. The shield should be dry sooner, a couple of days. If you're not in a hurry, it's a really nice. I can put this off to the side, and then I got to work on him, paint him, come back, check the oils. If they're not done, I can always come back and do something else. Yeah, what Howard says there, if you're thinning them, they shouldn't take too long. A few days at the most. You could speed it up with some Japan dry or some Linquin, and then hit it with a blow dryer. That'll help speed it up. So, but yeah. You see, now what I'm doing is I'm just tapping in certain spots. Then I'll use my finger and I'll pull some off here. Use the end of the brush, just like that. And then, yeah, see, it's starting to, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's starting to look like it. See it? So you just pull down a little bit. Like that. And I'll take a very clean one. Is that one clean? Nope, that's got paint on it. And that's got paint on it. Shit, they all got paint on them. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll leave it. Take my little fan brush. Tap at it. I'll have pictures up when this is all done so you're able to see it, but the wood grain is already there. I just made it with just by pulling the brush back and forth. Let me see if I can show you. See it? Just by pulling the brush back and forth, there's your wood grain. This thing was smooth. There was no wood grain on it. So this guy, he's got to sit over here because he's going to need to dry. So I'm going to put that right there so it doesn't go anywhere. All right. But yeah, there's my palette right there. And yeah, there's this guy here, his this will sit right there on his back like so. So I gotta let this move that over somewhere. And again, like I said, I'm shooting for that color for the ship. So once that dries, a couple of days, I'll go in with a very, very thin wash of the red ochre. Yeah, right here, I bumped it. And I'll go in with that red ochre, and that red ochre will add another little layer of the red to it. So I hope you guys liked it. I've been on for almost 40 minutes. I'm going to go eat dinner now. Again, this is just a spur of the moment thing. You know, I haven't been keeping up with my Facebook page or my YouTube page. And I just wanted to jump on here and say hello to all you guys, man. You know, show you guys what I was doing. You know, hopefully, you know, you learned a little something, or if I can help you, send me a message. I'll be more than happy to sit down in a private thing with you, and I can show you the way I do things. You know, free. I'm not going to charge you. I'm more than happy to help anybody out. So, you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Good holiday, man. Be good to your families. Love your children. Be kind to each other, brothers and sisters. It's a fucked up world we live in now. You know, politics, all that bullshit, you know. It's fucked up out there. So be kind to each other, man. Leave the drama to the goddamn queens and, hey, paint a fucking model, man. You guys have a good one, man. Peace.